Karma is a very, very funny thing. So, SJW comedian, who used to be very edgy back in the day, is suffering some consequences from her past. From The Guardian, Sarah Silverman, I was fired from Phil after Blackface photo resurfaced. The comedian said she was let go from a movie project after producers became aware of a 2007 comedy sketch in which she wore blackface. Sarah Silverman has said she was recently fired from a film after producers unearthed a still of her in 2007 wearing blackface for a comedy sketch. Guesting on the Bill Simmons podcast, Silverman said that she was let go the day before the shoot on her scenes was due to start because of the photo taken on the set of the Sarah Silverman show. I recently was going to do a movie, A Sweet Part, she said. Then at 11 p.m. the night before, they fired me because they saw a picture of me in blackface from that episode. I didn't fight it. They hired someone else who was wonderful, but who has never stuck their neck out. It was so disheartening. It just made me feel real sad because I really kind of devoted my life to making it right. Silverman did not name the film but discussed cancel culture with Simmons, saying that the current climate had left her feeling fearful. I think it's really scary, and it's a very odd thing that it's invaded the left primarily, and the right will mimic it, adding that she dubs it righteousness porn, but she's part of it. What the hell is she talking about? She does that too. Ugh, I'm sickened by this. It's like, if you're not on board, if you say the wrong thing, if you had a tweet once, everyone is like throwing the first stone, she continued. It's so odd. It's a perversion. It's really, look how righteous I am, and now I'm going to refresh all day long to see how many likes I get in righteousness. So this is like typical of anything. She's been on this SJW bent for a while now. But the second she gets called out for old stuff, she did. Oh, now it's, oh, the left. Yeah, don't join the party now, stupid. Silverman had previously expressed mixed feelings concerning the sketch, telling GQ last month that at the time she was praised for the sketch, which enormously increased her profile. It was like, I'm playing a character, and I know this is wrong, so I can say it. I'm clearly liberal. This was such liberal bubble stuff where I actually thought it was dealing with racism by using racism. I don't get joy in that anymore. It makes me feel yucky. All I can say is that I'm not that person anymore. In 2015, she called it her most regrettable joke, yet said criticism of the image was based on lack of information. There's still a still of me on Twitter in blackface, and it's totally out of context. And I tweeted it when Twitter was new, and the people who followed me watched the show, and it was from that show, she said. And that was forever there, and it looks totally racist out of context. I regret that. Well, I mean, Jimmy Kimmel did a whole bit, and she used to date Jimmy Kimmel, who did a whole bit in blackface as Karl Malone. Joy Behar wore blackface at a party in like 1970 something or whatever. But I just love that she's been on, Sarah Silverman has been on this whole SJW comedians shouldn't be able to say this type of thing. I think who brought it up? I'm trying to forget who brought it up. But someone said she used to be edgy, and now she's saying comedians today can't be edgy, so she made it through the door, and she's closing the door behind her to not let other people through. I forget who said it exactly, but someone said that exact same thing, and I agree with it 100%. And it's just, now, overall, do I think she should get fired for wearing blackface? No, who cares? Dan Aykroyd wore a blackface in a movie. You know, wearing blackface used to be a thing. And as much as people like to pretend it wasn't a thing, it was a thing. But you know how I know it was a thing? One of the biggest movies in the 80s starring Eddie Murphy had blackface in it. And no one complained. So don't say, even back then they knew it was wrong. No, back then they saw people doing it. Robert Downey Jr. wore blackface in Tropic Thunder, and he's Iron Man. So, like, and see, if I was Sarah Silverman, wouldn't I be able to say, all right, you're going to fire me for wearing blackface, but if Robert Downey Jr. walked through the door, you'd hire him in 2 seconds, and he did it in a movie. Making fun of, see, but overall, she shouldn't be fired for it, of course not, but it is nice karma that she got fired for wearing blackface, and of course she did. By the way, she said some really racist things before. Forget about black people. She hit, what was it, the Asians? I think it was the Asians. And she went on like politically incorrect with Bill Maher back in the day and completely doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. Even though there was, I think it was an Asian guy on there was complaining saying, oh, you said this about Asians. And she was basically like, get over it. It's a joke. Well, she switched up, but she's still feeling the consequences. And I mean, don't come at me now with the whole lefty liberal thing. I agree, but you don't get to say that because you've been championing that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments of this hilarious story.